Happy Flosstube Friday, friends. My name is Kari. This is Tiger Lily Designs. Welcome to Flosstube episode number 29. Yay, we're here. I'm 2 weeks late, but I'm here. We have lots of stitching fun for you today. I have an agenda because it's been 2 weeks, which is not my normal, but I have an explanation to tell you guys what's been going on if you don't know. And let's just dig right in. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. My channel is mainly about cross stitch, quilting, DIY, all the making, gnomes, lots of things. I would love for you to stick around and check me out. If you're a returning subscriber, thanks so much for coming back. So let's go over the agenda of what we've got today. I've got WIPS. Sorry, I'm looking down at my notes. I've got WIPS for you, probably 3 or 4 different ones. Some finishes. Oh my goodness, I'm super excited about some of these finishes. Yay, in time for Patriotic. Giveaways. We have giveaway winners from last time and some new giveaways. I've got some shop updates regarding project cards, these little patriotic gnomes, and a little bit of life update at the end. So let's just dig right in. First, we're going to start with the bang, because if you follow me on Instagram, you have seen my patriotic finishes. Last weekend, I had a couple hours and it was just like, should I stitch? Should I quilt? What should I do? My box of needing to be finished was overflowing. And I decided, you know what? How great would it be to actually finish something before the season is here and gone? So without further ado, let me show you my 3 count them finishes that have already been displayed all week long in the front of my house. It's so fun. And I love it when teenagers actually comment. They see these things and they say, oh, that's so cute. That is a big deal. At least in my house it is. So let me just show you number 1. Oh my goodness. So all of these, spoiler alert, they're all pillow finishes, and I did them all with rickrack trim. Of course, I didn't bring something to put behind it, but they're all with rickrack trim and flannel. So my backs are all upcycled flannel shirts. Now, if you've been following me, you saw I've got quilts I made, I thrift, all the things. So this was a flannel shirt in its first life. See how the lines match up? That's a trick. But they're all pillow finishes. They are stuffed. They have walnut shells in like the bottom third. So to give them some weight so they don't move, they're kind of like stand still on the tray, still in search of my dough bowl. But right now they're leaning up against candlesticks on my front foyer hallway table. So it's okay, at least with my 3. This was a Plum Street sampler hen peck. Yay, I remembered. And it is done on a 14 count coffee dyed by me, Ada. I did a custom conversion. I did this stitch. This was a March Mania start. So if you go back to my March Mania episodes, it will show you a little bit of detail about some of the flosses I changed. Most of them are called for. Some of them are not. I think definitely the blue is a Mose silk. But everything else is pretty close to called for. And if you saw back in March, this has a pretty intense coffee line right here. It was like crazy modeling, but it blends right into the pillow. And I think this is such a sweet little finish. Like I said, I did a little rickrack sewn in trim, and I sewed all around 4 sides. Now, I showed this on Instagram. Like I said, on Instagram, I showed this to you, I think in a reel, trying to do more reels. But you can also just see the picture by itself. And I asked you guys if you wanted me to do a tutorial showing you how I do my pillow finishes. And it's an overwhelming yes. Don't worry, it's on my to-do list. Didn't happen this week because I've been busy. I'll show you. But hopefully in the next week or so, I have a couple finishes that I think are destined to be pillows too. So one of those hopefully will be the tutorial coming up. So this is number 1, super cute. Yay. Number 2, let's just move. Let's stay with Plum Street, shall we? I showed you this during Mania, my short-lived Mania. This was a Summer Mania freebie that I found for you guys, also from Plum Street. So if you go back to my Mania episodes, I will link it here, and you can find out in that description box. It will show you how to go and grab this sweet freebie from Paulette. my goodness. I love it. It was such a sweet and perfect, see how tiny it is? It's like the size of my hand. Such a sweet, but the quilty stars, I couldn't resist. I did my own color conversion. It was 3 colors, red, white, and blue. So I did my own pull. Again, oh, no. This was during Mania, so I had my project cards. So this was the Plum Street freebie. It shows you I used Buckeye Scarlet for the red. I used Silks for You Cream for the white. And then my blue was a Mose silk called Flick. And it's on a 16 count Misty Blue. Love my project cards because now I can tell you what this was. Again, I finished this just like the other one with a red, white, and blue plaid shirt upcycled. See the seam right down the middle rather than having a bump in the bottom. That's how I do my sew-in rickrack. Again, I'll show you in a toot hopefully in the next week or so. But this is a sweet little pillow finish. And then last but not least was also another March Mania start. So I don't have, that was before project cards. So I don't know exactly what it was. I think it was called for-esque. Again, if you go back to Mania, you'll get more details, but this was a Barbara Anna Designs, and it's on a 14 count natural maybe. Again, go back to Mania and I definitely give you guys lots of details. I did a custom color conversion. It was inspired by, but I know this blue is a Mose silk. I know this red, I'm thinking is Buckeye Scarlet again, because I wanted the variegation. Barbara Anna charts, at least this one was charted in DMC, but I love the variegation that hand-dyed floss gives you, especially in a big chunk of color. I wanted that movement with the flag and the blue and the brown even, I think is a Mose silk that I added. I just did a little custom conversion. I think I stuck to the DMC for the little flowers because they're not a big color piece. So you don't really get your bang for the buck with the hand dyed, but those big chunks of color, I love to try to do a color custom conversion for that. Again, so this one was the same red, white, and blue flannel shirt that I used for the backing, and it's got the sewn in 1/2 inch rickrack trim. Again, they all have the walnut, can you hear? Maybe walnut shells in the bottom, and then polyfill up top, hand stitch, ladder stitch right up the middle. Those are my 3 patriotic finishes. That was from the Primitive Punch Needle and Primitive magazine. I've talked about that subscription before. It is fantastic. I get the hard copy magazine in the mail, but if you sign up for that, then you also get access to the online digital subscription for all the past magazines. So, and so the releases. And so this was from a couple years ago. I don't remember exactly. Reference back to Mania and you'll get the details on that. But those are my 3 finishes for today. I hope you love them. Let's just stick with Patriotic because my WIPS, aka finishes, but they're not fully finishes. These are what I've got going on. Okay, so the next one I showed you guys 2 weeks ago, it was, let me show you my project card. It was Spooky and Steve's Popsicle USA Popsicles. This is an Etsy shop that I featured during Stitch Mania. And it was a sweet, sweet stitch. Totally reminds me of those bomb pops during summer. And I have it in my handy dandy little Amazon project bag. This is the PDF pattern. You can see. And I finished it. I know I don't remember how far along I was last time I was here, but now she's done. This was a perfect pace for me to just do a couple stitches, couple threads in the morning, just getting started. Don't really have to reference a chart. I love fill-in stitching. So this is ready. I haven't quite decided. This one measures, hold on, let me reference my card. Need my glasses if I'm gonna tell y'all a number. This one is stitched, the stitch count is 71 by 97. And so since this is on a 14 count Yorkshire, it measures, the stitching measures 5.1 by 7. So I think I made my popsicles a little shorter than what was called for in the attempts to get it into a 5 by 7 frame. We'll see. I think I can at least put it on a 5x7 frame. I've done that before where I kind of mount it on sticky board and then I put it, if it's a wide chunky frame, you actually on top of it. But I don't know if this is going to be a frame finish or a flat finish or a kind of bigger, yeah, it'd be bigger than this guy, but not too much. We'll see. Whoop. Gotta love its pillow, didn't break. We'll get that. So I don't know if this is going to be a pillow or a flat or a thing, but hopefully it gets finished by next week. Hopefully I have that to show you for next week. Another Patriotic finish that was a WIP this week, but now it's a finish, whoop whoop, is something again from March Mania. Now March Mania, I did smalls. And so I had smalls up against each other every day with the attempt, because the purpose of March was to be able to finish those things. Well, of course, only one went all the way down to the end. I don't even remember which one it was. I think it might have been the Brianna, maybe, that went all the way to the end, and I finished it, but I didn't fully finish it. But this was another one during March Mania that I started, and I finished it. This is Plum Street, George and Martha. And if you remember, this beautiful mansion is only 0.7 miles away down the street. So I had to get this one stitched and into the dough bowl before 4th of July. They do a huge fireworks celebration over at Mount Vernon, and I'm so excited. I'm excited. My dog Dabo, not so much excited about it, but that's exciting. So this was all called for, except I did make one change. So let me show you what I did. This was back in Mania, again, before my project cards. I just used a cute, let me take it out of the plastic so you don't get that crazy reflection. Kari's conversion. This was kind of like my brainchild of, I needed a way to keep track so I could share with you guys the changes I made. So I changed a couple things, and you can see that I changed stepping stones to caramel gold, fool's gold to UO gold. I used silks for you white because I got a hank of that. And so a lot of the times, anything that's in that whitish creamish range, I go for the silks for you hank that I have. This is on 16 count. Picture this fawn, picture this plus fawn. Anyway, so that's what I did. And the other change I made was regarding the called for blue. But let me just show you. This is so sweet. I'm so excited. I'm even more excited because it's just right here with me. And so this is definitely going to be a pillow finish that is going to go on the Patriotic table one day. Hopefully get that one done before the fireworks go off. But let me tell you about the one change I made compared to what was called for. So the one thing that I thought was kind of, at least my colors, were just, I had to change it up. The blue, it's not blue, but see his coat and the blue stars, right? So that is called for Bejeweled. Now, if you see, does that scream blue to you? It did not scream blue to me. And so when I used it at first, I was like, that's just a little too tealy. It would have been fine for his coat. His coat didn't have to be blue. But I wanted, like the blue and the star, the flag is not teal. So I wanted a little bit of variegation. So what I did is I did a little, I went and I grabbed, this is a Mose silk. It's called Christmas Eve, I think, or Midnight Christmas. I don't know. It's a rich blue, variegated, lovely. But I wanted to keep a little bit of what Plum Street called for. So I did, because it's on 16 count, and I did 2/2. And so what I did is I did one strand of this and one strand of that. And that's why, can you even see? Let me see. You can see a little bit of the variegation you get, but it's definitely more blue than it is teal. And that's what I wanted. But I didn't go all the way blue. The colors she picked, that Bejeweled looked really good with the used brick. And I just didn't want to veer too far away from the called for. So I'm super excited about this. I haven't dug into the flannel shirt box to see what's going to be the finishing fabric. This used brick's a little tricky to match. The red, white, and blue, that's a little too red. So we'll just have to see. And I don't know, maybe I have to go rickrack shopping. That's fun, to try to find a sweet rickrack, maybe even a caramel, a goldy, tanny color, like the windows in his pants. That might be fun. A little more prim finish versus this more bright patriotic. Anyway, so that's another finish. And I got one more whip for you. We're just zooming right along with the stitching. And this was a fill-in project. So I had that popsicle fill-in, and I always like to have a good fill-in project ready to go. And again, March Mania came back. And so this was something that I had started during March Mania. It is Peppermint Pal. So I'm getting ready. I haven't planned a thing. So I'm not even going to make any promises for what July looks like. But I like the idea of Christmas in July and Jolly July and stitching. So I was like, you know what? Let's pull out this cute little snowman. If you remember, or if you were here back in December, I did the Santa version of this Brenda Gervais pattern. Love it. And I have it finished on a 5x7 frame. Super sweet. So I think that this one is going to be a great complement to that piece, and I want to have it ready to go for when it's Christmas time. Again, one of my bright orange bright orange called for project cards before my project cards. Lots of changes. I'm staying in the tone. This is being stitched on a 14 count dyed by Patrick, and you can see that in the called for she used blue. Super sweet. No. So my Santa, I don't remember what the called for fabric was for the Santa, but I used pink and I loved it. And so I was like, what do I want for the snowman? Purple. It's not purple. It's more like a wine. I'm pretty sure that this was the red wine 14 count that Patrick dyed for me and gave me for my birthday. And so I love it. So again, look, I'm just up and down and up and down again. I've got my fill-in ready to go, but this is just coming together. Look at that sweet little stitch. And so that I've worked on him, got a lot of his body in. I think last time I picked him up, all he had was his red pants and maybe the suspenders and the scarf. All I've done right now is white. That has been my fill-in for the last couple of days. So it's because I'm procrastinating. Let's be honest. Let me be honest with you for just a minute. Truth time with Kari. I want to pick up Miss Mary. Miss Mary, if you're new here, Mary Morgan's, I didn't bring her. She's not coming out today, but it was my birthday start in January 31st, and she's beautiful. She is by Fox and Rabbit. Beautiful, huge sampler. I don't know where she's going in my house yet, but she's ready for me to chart my custom change. And I just need to sit down and do it, but I haven't. And that's one of those pieces that is not a travel piece. It needs to stay in the home because it's like stitching on a blanket. Let's just be real. I'm stitching on 16 count and it's huge. So it does not travel well. And in my life update, you'll hear about what I've been doing. So I needed a good, these smalls were perfect for what I had going on. All right, so zooming right along, let me check my list. WIPS finishes, yay. All right, let's just do the giveaways from last time. I have 2 winners. So again, giveaways, if I call your name, congratulations. My contact information will be in the description box below. You need to contact me and say my name is yay, and I won this, and I will get this out to you ASAP. And so these 2 charts, the charts for today's giveaways and last week's giveaways, were generously donated by subscribers who sent me things that they were either not going to stitch or had finished stitching. So some of these are used, some of these are not, but they're ready and willing. They're all originals, and I can't wait for you to stitch them. So the first one was a salute to America. You're going to see a theme here today. We're sticking with patriotic because that's what you do when you're just this close to July 4th here in near DC and America, really. So this one was Salute to America. The keyword was pickle, because it's by Pickle Barrel Designs. Never heard of that. It actually comes with the floss too, so it's the chart and the floss. And congratulations, Jamie Clunch. You are the winner for this pattern, so contact me. And the second winner that we have from last week is also a kit. I don't want to show you because the chart's there, but this comes with the floss and the pattern, no fabric. All you do is add fabric. And this was a Little House Needleworks called the East Coast. So sweet. The flag and the ocean, be perfect little sweet stitch to take maybe on a beach trip. East was the word, and Sharon Tessie, congratulations. You're the winner of that pattern. So today we have 3 giveaways. Let me show you. Again, I told you we're going to stick with Patriotic theme. And these, again, were donated. Thank you so much for your support. So the first one we have that you could win is by Stitchy Kitty. It's called Paws and Stripes Forever. So cute. Look at that sweet little pattern. And it's got little patriotic paws. It could be, I don't know that it's paws, but little heart-shaped paws. So puppy paws, kitty paws. I'm guessing it's kitty because it's Stitchy Kitty. What does it measure? Measures 47 by 116. So it's a sweet little pillow finish. And so the key word for this is going to be pause. P-A-W-S. Pause. Okay. So if you want to enter to win today's giveaways, let me go over the rules real quick. Kind of like everybody else's, but just in case, you need to use the keyword in your comment. You need to be a subscriber to the channel, and you need to like the video. So do those 3 things and you're entered to win. Make sure that you don't add any extra apostrophes or S's or anything like that, because the way the YouTube comment generator works is I search for that word. So you can't add S's or plurals or a punctuation or anything near this. So the one word. Anyway, the next one we have is this gorgeous Lady Liberty. And I think I showed this to you guys last time. I can't get the details for it because it is in there. Yeah, it looks like a big girl to me. Just based on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm thinking it's 120 because it's got 60 right here on the back, and the pattern is right there, and there's no description to tell me without me digging into it. So this one, you're going to use the word lady if you want to be entered to win that one. And last but not least, this is another sweet, sweet stitch. Looks like a big one. I should have opened these up and got a little more details for you, but that'll be the fun for you. I think this is a big one. You can just tell by the stitches and its full coverage. This is by Cooler Classic Charts, Old Glory Big Stitch. Big stitch. That just sounds big, doesn't it? So to enter to win this one, you want to use the word glory. So good luck. I hope you enter. Again, I'll be back in 1 week. To announce the winners for this. So that's the giveaways. Yay. Plugging right along. I wanted to thank you. I had a subscriber utilize my Buy Me a Coffee down a link that I have down in my description box. Thank you so much, Linda, for your support. Your support using the Buy Me a Coffee helps me to ship these items off to you guys, and it just helps by contributing to the channel. So thank you so much for your support. All right, so let me go into a little bit of shop update and a little bit of life update. Actually, I've got some haul. Let me show you my haul first, and then we'll do that. It just came in the mail today, so I thought, how fun would it be? So my friend Sarah, she loves the stitching community. This is like what it's all about, really. And so I met Sarah sometime prior to Flossmas. I don't remember. Since I started my YouTube channel. And so we have become fast friends, and I think we're doing like 3 different styles already together. She's doing Mary Morgan's with me. Yay. She's doing the 12 days of Christmas ornaments with me, and she's ahead of me. She's got 6 months done. I didn't touch that in the last 2 weeks. I think I'm still on 3.5. So, so many things. So do I need another sale? No. But do I want to participate in a Sarah birthday sale? Yes, I do. She went to her first time ever being to a actual local LNS, and she had so much fun, and she showed me her haul, and we were messaging back and forth, and she was showing me all the songs. I was like, oh, I like that one, I like that one, I like that one. And then later on, she's like, so you know that this one of the ones that you like, I'm actually going to start on July 1st. It's my birthday. And I was, well, I'm down. I'm in for a birthday start. This is a big girl. I got my order from 123. So I'm sitting there on a Saturday morning. This was last Saturday when then I did my finishing. Super productive stitchy day. Shopping and finishing. Yay. So I got my 123 order in. We were sitting there messaging back and forth, and I was like, add to cart, check out, done, and it's already here. So let me just show you what I'll be starting, just in case you want to come start with us. I don't know if we have a hashtag yet. Sarah, let me know. Do we have a hashtag? Do you have a hashtag? But if not, but look. This is so sweet. It's called Miss Lucy Calcut 1826. And there's two Miss Lucy's. So if you go to 123 and you're like, there's two. But this is the one we're doing, the 1826. I think 1825 is the other one. It's a little bigger. We're doing the 1826, but don't get me wrong. This one's a big girl too. OMG. Do you see this DMC chart? Oh, you ready for this, friends? And this might be bigger than Mary. 281 by 380. Sarah, what exactly are we thinking? I don't know. It's going to be great. So fun. So I got that one. 1, 2, 3 stitch just makes it easy. I'm doing it with DMC. Added them all to the cart. I also added a set of plastic DMC bobbins to the cart. So maybe tonight I'll see if I can get my family to have a little Friday night movie night with me, and I'll bobbinate while we watch a movie. We'll see. It's too beautiful. Right now it's actually sunny here, and it was supposed to be rainy. So we'll see how the day goes. I've got a week or so before the thing starts, but that's my haul, and I'm super excited. And I'm not going to show you today, but next week when will it be July 1st? Next Friday? I don't know. But when I show you, I'm doing this on an LFA linen, an 18 count that I ordered from Rachel. And yes, I'm so excited. Yay. So an LFA linen, it's actually not linen because I'm an Ada girl, but the name of the company is LFA Linens. I'm doing an 18 count Ada. I forget which one it was. She had a shop restock, and I basically added to cart every single one of the neutrals because that is what I'm stitching Mary on, and I love it. I love the texture. I have stitch in hand. It's the perfect consistency, the tactileness to stitch in hand, and so it's perfect. And 18 count, I was like, you know what? This big girl might need 18 count, so I'm going to try one strand on 18 count. Using DMC. I'm excited for it. So that is my haul. That's what's coming. I have to make myself a floss keeper or a project keeper. I haven't decided for this stitch along, but I got a week to do it. So that is my haul. Now, shop update and life update, just for fun. Okay, so since I was here last, I had my project keeper release on June 15th. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for your support and your love of my project keepers. I love that you love them. I love making them. I have one left. There were 22 of them. All of them sold out that day except for one. I'm not quite sure what, but that's okay. It'll be fine. And already on my table, I have the next July. It's probably going to be the July 10th. Depending on summer vacations, I might have to tweak the July release date, but either way, I've already got it on the cutting table. That's what I worked on all day yesterday, as I've got vintage stitching galore, some really good ones too, and one of a kind. So when you have a vintage stitching, all my project capers, I try to do, some of them are just fabric, because not everybody wants vintage stitching, but some of them are just vintage stitching, and some of the tablecloths. So with the tablecloth, I can get 4, maybe 6, depending on what size the tablecloth was. But some of my vintage stitching is just a pillowcase. And with the pillowcase, it's truly one of a kind. And right now I'm looking at a tray. I'll show you guys how I do. I ordered these trays. It's like project trays. Anyway, that's another day. But I'm looking at 3 different one-of-a-kinds because they were pillowcases that I cut up yesterday. And so that's the fun I have, is I take this vintage stitching and I go to my fabric wall and I'm like, what goes, what complements, what plays nicely with this stitching? And that's the fun and the creativeness that I love of this. So I'm putting those together. Again, those are going to be in July. I'm shooting to have 30. Could be more, could be less, but that's the goal. The goal is to have 30 project keepers to share with you guys in July. But, you know, if you sew, remember, I sell the Project Keeper pattern. So I will link that down below if you wanted to give it a whirl and try it yourself. You know, my friend Sarah is like an addicted to making these Project Keepers. She's like, I'm making another one. I got another one cut. And so that is so fun. I love hearing that. And I love seeing you guys when you tag me on Instagram, when you make them using my pattern. What's exciting and what I get a lot of feedback is there's I think it's 75 minutes. Maybe it's a little overboard. I don't know. I wanted to talk to the beginner. There's an exclusive video link within the tutorial, meaning that it's a hyperlink inside the PDF that takes you to a hidden YouTube video. So you only get access to this video if you have this hyperlink within the PDF, but it takes you there and it's a step-by-step video. So I've had lots of people tell me they would watch a step, pause the video, go do that step, come back and watch the next step, do the step, rinse and repeat. And so I won't say it's beginner, like super beginner friendly, but I try to make it as close as possible. An adventurous beginner might be up for the challenge to do these project keepers. Anyway, that's the project keeper update. July, they're coming and there's some good stitching. I got some vintage stitching I received in the mail. Did I show you guys last time? Oh, the 2 weeks. It's been a whirlwind, but I don't think I don't know. I got some beautiful stitching haul in. Lots of time I'm going through my under the bed drawer. I went to my grandmother's house and I have these things. I would love, so generous of you guys to send them to me so I can save the stitches and give them a new life, and you guys are loving them. And so I got another great box the other day and there's some beautiful stitching in there and I can't wait to start mixing and matching those fabrics. I think there's a trip to the fabric store in my future because I need to find some really good pieces to go with these pieces. So that's what's coming up. I don't want to forget these gnomes. You can see my little patriotic gnomes. Again, upcycling is my jam. I did gnomes. I do those for shows in little local shops. I have them I have a collection, a little capsule collection of patriotic gnomes. Let me just pull one up for you guys. So they are sweet. They're made from sweaters. So you can see this was a sweater in its first life. And then I do a hand cut applique. They have a sweater bottom, little weighted beads. So they stand on their own, and whether they have a gray beard or a cream beard, but I have a patriotic capsule collection on my website right now. And I'm giving you guys an exclusive coupon just to be honest with you, my little storage room is like busting at the seams. And I don't have my next in-person show for a hot minute. And so I'm trying to make some space. I can't really go to the fabric store and get more fabric unless I have a place to put it. First world problems, right? So I need to sell and get these guys off to their new home, and hopefully one of them might go with your patriotic display. So I'm giving an exclusive little Flosstube coupon code for the gnomes only within my shop. The link is down below if you want to go check out the gnomes. And the Patreon, it's going to be Flosstube. One word, that's the coupon code. It's going to get you 20% off the gnomes right now. I'll do that. I don't know how long, but it's just for the gnomes, Flosstube. Use the coupon if you want to, if you don't. Also, while you're on my shop, those project cards I was showing you guys, remember that I made Love them. I now have them in bundles. Bundles of 10 or 50. I don't even know where my bundle. I had a bundle. There we are. So I've got them packaged up in packages of 10 or 50, and they ship for free if you buy anything else. So if you buy a gnome, add a bundle of project cards to your box, and they ship for free with that. Or just get some project cards on your own. They're perfect. Like I said, I am so excited. One of my friends, I was going to put them in one of those because they measure 4x6. And so they're 4x6, and they have, oh, that's got a little smudge on it. The pattern name, the designer, the size, the start date, the end date, the size, and then it has the boxes for where you change the flosses for your conversions, and any notes down here. So they measure 4x6. So I was going to put them in one of those 4x6 like photo albums from, you know, the 90s, 80s, from my childhood. And I was like, you can still get those, I think. But then somebody else had a super like, that's a better idea. Those recipe card boxes. So you can file them. So these two that I'm finished, so I had my start and my finish date, and I'm gonna file it. I haven't gotten it yet, but I'm gonna file it in one of those 4x6 recipe card boxes, and that way maybe I'll just put them. I don't know how I'm gonna organize them. Right now I only have 2, but so I've got some time to think about how I'm gonna organize my recipe card box filing system thing. But that's how I think I'm gonna do them. So that way, in like a year or 2, or at some point, maybe, I don't know, when you guys come back and you ask me, this one I don't have a project card for, so this was not a good example. But if you come back and you ask me, what fabric is that, or what floss is that? If it's after my project cards were born, then I can show you, I can tell you what it was. And I don't have to go back to a journal or notes or that crazy neon index card I had. I don't know, we'll figure it out. So I've got my project cards, I've got the gnomes in the shop, that's what's going on. And then let me give you a tiny little life update just in case you have been following along and you're excited. If you saw me on Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen this. I put it in my stories, not in my feed, so it is now gone. But my sweet Lily had graduated from high school last Friday. So that's why I was not here a week ago. It was Lily's high school graduation day. It was a fantastic day. I will insert a few photos here. Thankfully, she doesn't watch my Flosstube, so she doesn't know I'm putting photos of her out into the world. Too bad. So this is Lily graduating from high school. It was a wonderful day spent with family and friends, and you know, family parties and lunches and dinners, and it was just a love fest for Lily, and it was bittersweet. She is my baby, my last child, not my last child, but you know, I have Noah. He graduated last year. Lily graduated this year, and she's headed off to UVA, which is so excited. I'm so excited for her. And the adventure, thankfully, she's only going to be about 2.5 hours away from me. So on a random Friday, I can go and pick her up, or at least go have Friday night dinner with her. Maybe not Friday night. She might be too cool for that. Maybe lunch, Saturday lunch. I don't know. We'll see. But that's where I was last Friday. Prepping for that, I made UVA sugar cookies are my jam, and so I do hand painted sugar cookies, and so I had to learn how to make a UVA cookie. I've been making tiger paws for about 25 years, and so it was easy. Last year when Noah decided Clemson was his jam, I could tiger paws, check, got it. But I have to learn and embrace the other orange college in my life now, and that is UVA. Thankfully, it's close. It's orange and navy versus orange and purple, and they kind of can play nice together. We'll see. We'll see how my Clemson tree, I have a Clemson Christmas tree. It was behind me all of Flossmas last year. I might have to add some pops of UVA blue to it. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it's just gonna be orange. But anyway, so that's where I was, and so we're busy figuring out. So now she's here, and we're just getting into summer vacation and trying to figure out maybe a little mom-daughter graduation trip before she heads off to college. So that's why the July thing might move a little bit, but of course I'll let you know in plenty of time so that you don't miss it. I also send out a newsletter. I sent out a newsletter probably a little bit before my releases. So if you are afraid that you're going to miss it, you can also sign up for my newsletter. I am not a spammy newsletter person. I think the last one I did was in February. So you don't have to worry about like my newsletters bombarding your email box. It's not how I roll. Nobody's got time to make newsletters all the time. So, but if I will do a newsletter telling you guys when the July one is coming up, because the date's going to be a little different. So I don't want you to miss it if you want it. And that is my Flosstube for today. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you found something maybe that you want to pick up and stitch along. Join in the birthday style with me and Sarah. If you're adventurous and you get a gigantic project in your whip basket. Otherwise, I will see you next Friday. I'm going to try to get this pillow tutorial up. Follow me on Instagram if you want to see it or know when it comes up, or make sure that you just like and subscribe and ring the bell here on YouTube, because it's going to be a tutorial here on YouTube one day. So hopefully you can follow along, and that's what I've got for you today, friends. So have a great day. Happy stitching.